How did you get into filmmaking?
Well, I've always been a writer, so I got an MFA in fiction writing and was spending some time writing fiction, short stories, essays, things like that. And I got involved in theater again and decided to try my hand at script writing. I met Steve Hudgens doing theater, and he was very interested in trying to make an independent film, and so that's kind of how it got started. We've since made 6 movies, 5 are out on DVD, and the 6th one is coming out this summer, and I've already begun work on the script for the one that we'll be filming this year to come out next year. So that's the short version of the longer story about how I got involved in filmmaking.
Are you more comfortable in front or behind the camera?
Well, that's a difficult choice to make. I really enjoy writing, directing, acting, and video editing. I feel like they're all part of the storytelling process. I like rotating between them. I think there's a lot more responsibility in directing and writing and video editing. Acting is more fun in a way. And I only have to worry about my end of the bargain. I only have to worry about what my part is, and then I can, I can go home and rest after that. I think that I would get tired of that if I only had that to do. I enjoy doing all of them. The production company that I've got involved in is called Big Biting Pig Productions, and even though Steve Hudgens started the company technically, we have co-produced all of the movies through it and are very much a partnership. It's even difficult to say sometimes who did the most of what because we bounce things back and forth so much. It's truly a collaborative effort.
What do you find most challenging about script writing?
The most difficult part of script writing for me is making the plot dynamic enough. There's a balance to me between telling the story that will sell and telling the story that I really want to tell, and trying to do both of those and remain true to my vision. I think that's the most difficult thing. I'm very much a character writer. I'm interested in the characters, in their stories, and sometimes I want to take more time than is necessary to to build the interest in the characters, to tell their story for the audience. So that's probably the most challenging part for me in script writing.
What's most rewarding?
The most rewarding, I just like having a world created, on paper. I mean, just once this kind of gets going in my head, it lives like a real place and real people, and that's pretty rewarding. And then to see it visually captured in the movie making process, and to have control over all of that and be part of it is very rewarding.
Is there a woman in horror that influences you?
I thought about this. Unfortunately, I don't really know that many women in horror. Having been influenced by Jane Campion for, as far as directors go. There just aren't that many of us. So whenever I do come across a female writer or director, I like to pay special attention. I'm definitely supportive of women directors and writers in horror. I just haven't met that many of them. So, I think of myself a little bit as a trailblazer, and hope that there will be more equity in the future, because it certainly is male-dominated at the moment. One of the things that I try to think about when I'm writing a script is how the women are portrayed and who the main characters are, because I like to see movies, and I like to write movies that have strong, interesting women characters interacting with each other, and not just as secondary characters to the men.
Okay.
I have here the Creepy Doll, which is featured in the movie that I wrote and directed called The Creepy Doll. I thought you might be interested in meeting her. She's a very important character in that movie. The other movie that I wrote and directed is called Widow. That came out in 2009. Yeah. And The Creepy Doll came out last year. The Creepy Doll won the Tabloid Witch Award, honorable mention for independent movies, independent horror movies. So we're real proud about that. She doesn't like to talk on camera.